Okay, here's my hot take, so don't come at me. But for the most part, motherhood is deeply unsatisfying. And we don't talk about it enough. And I'm not saying that because I dislike my role as mother. And yes, I know I chose to be a mom. I love being a mom. And I love my kids dearly. But 90% of my role as mother is not satisfying.
Motherhood is often romanticized in movies and on social media. But let me tell you, that shit ain't fun. And before you start typing your angry paragraph, let me clarify. This isn't about not loving our kids. It's about being honest about what it feels like to be a mother in a world that doesn't support mothers. Chapter 1: The Myth of a Joyful Motherhood.
Tired. I fucking hate this. I hate this some days. I just I'm never enough, and I feel like I'm gonna disappoint one of my kids. And every time they go to sleep, it's like I didn't spend enough time with one of them, and my daughter, who's my own.
We've been sold this image of motherhood as a joyful, rewarding experience every single moment. The glowing mom holding her perfectly behaved child. But in reality, it's messy, exhausting, and often thankless. And before you say it, yes, this is the job we signed up for. But I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all that this shit is fun, because it's not.
That came on the internet and asked all the moms if children are worth it. I'm going to give you a short and quick answer. The answer is no, they aren't.
So I just found this thread on Twitter involving this mother. Lately, I've been so sick of being a mom. I miss my old life. I miss not having to care for someone else every day, and having a child who just doesn't listen to you makes you feel unappreciated. I just hate my life right now. But something I notice is that most of the people criticizing her, saying she should have never been a mom and she's a bad mom, are all men. Just because she said she was tired.
Society expects and even shames you if you're not enjoying your motherhood 100% of the time. I can't even tell you how many Facebook posts and Reddit threads and TikTok videos that I've seen where a mother is being vulnerable and open about her true experience with motherhood, and she gets publicly dragged and bullied for weeks on end. Nobody wants to hear the truth, especially when it comes to motherhood. One of the hallmarks of a patriarchy is to shame women and prevent them from spreading the word about their genuine experience. This shame is what causes a lot of women to not want to speak about their true experience when it comes to motherhood and raising kids.
No, I am not giving you a safe place to talk about how you don't want to be a mother and how that's the biggest regret that you've ever had in your life. Unpopular opinion, but I don't believe everything deserves a safe place. I don't know. Eat me up in the comments. I really don't care.
So I'm gonna give this young woman grace because I'm assuming that she does not have children, but this is exactly the type of opinion that causes mothers to refrain from sharing their story online. So the fact that she said that she doesn't think that mothers deserve a safe space, it's just a wild thing to say. Motherhood is extremely hard. As mothers, we definitely deserve a safe space to be able to speak truthfully and honestly about our experience, and we should not have to sugarcoat those experiences to make people on the internet feel better. They bottle it up and they think that something is wrong with them. They think that they're doing something wrong because they don't feel that constant joy that everyone talks about. Chapter 2: The Mental Health Toll. One of the worst things about being a mother, besides the constant anxiety, is the dreaded mom guilt. Mom guilt is when you feel as though you're not being the best mother that society tells you you should be. That shit will stop you dead in your tracks and even keep you up at night. It's relentless, and even the best mothers experience it. But it's bullshit, because most of us are good mothers. We love and we nurture and we sacrifice to no end, and some of us still feel guilty at the end of the day. Beth Berry sums it up perfectly in her article, Mom Guilt is Bullshit. Here's what's really going on. In this article, she states, most mothers are mothering under extremely undersupported conditions, running on too little sleep with fried nervous systems. Not because they're doing it wrong, but because modern motherhood is a setup for dysregulation and reactivity. We're only human, but we're expected to behave as if we're superhuman, all the while being treated as if we're subhuman. What? Bars. Welcome to being a woman. Postpartum depression and anxiety. I have always been an anxious person, but motherhood has made that shit 10 times worse. It's crippling at this point, and most people would like you to believe that shit just magically disappears when the child turns 18, and that's not true. My oldest is about to turn 23, and nothing scares me more in this world than her moving out and living amongst these creeps that are walking around our society. That shit scares me to no end. So yeah, even though technically, legally, you are required to be a parent until the child turns 18, being a parent never ends. The worry never goes away. The stress of their safety never goes away. The guidance that you would be giving them never goes away. Another thing that no one talks about is the chronic stress that's associated with trying to balance caregiving, working, and your own personal needs, which most moms usually put last. Our society would like you to believe that shit is easy, but it's not at all. Because of the constant needs that children have, you could easily fill up your whole day just simply meeting their needs. And then there's no time for your own needs. And don't let you have a husband or a partner whose needs you also have to meet. Where would you fit in the time to meet your own needs? Let me tell you, there is none. There has been countless nights where I've been so tired that I couldn't even take a bath or a shower. Meeting the needs of other people around the clock is exhausting, even if those other people are your own children. The lack of affordable mental health care or support systems for mothers. The stigma associated with admitting that you're struggling as a mom is very prevalent in our society. I made a video a few weeks back about that. If you like to see that, you can check it out somewhere over here. The lack of affordable health care, as well as access to effective mental health services, really makes it hard for mothers to get the help that they need when they need it. Chapter 3, the child-free conversation on social media. Recently, there has been a rise of women choosing to remain child-free, and it's sparking heated debates online. While some see this as selfish, which is absolutely crazy to me, because how are they selfish because they don't want to have kids? I don't understand that part. But others, like me, are applauding these women for prioritizing their mental health and the freedom that comes along with not being a parent.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation.
It's illogical. When I break it down with all of the invisible labor, the cost, the risk that every pregnancy is life-threatening, that child rearing, the day-to-day is not something that I want to do and is not something that's valued by society, it is illogical.
As a 30-year-old person who has decided that they're not going to have children, I honestly could not be more excited for the way that I feel like my life is going to turn out because of that. And I'm very, very grateful to have other people in my life, women who are older than me, who are also child-free by choice, who have made me realize that I'm completely valid for feeling the way that I feel, for not wanting to have children. Now,
many women are not only choosing to remain child-free, some women are even choosing to have their fallopian tubes removed to ensure that a pregnancy will never happen for them. And if we're being honest, that's one of the few ways to guarantee that it never happens.
I got my fallopian tubes ripped out of me and tossed in the trash, and you should as well. A little while ago, I got surgically sterilized. I'm not a kids person. I fucking hate kids. Baby hate's a strong word. If the kid can hang, fine, I'll hang out with them, but I wouldn't want to own one, you know? And not having to worry about birth control just seemed way more fun in every possible aspect.
My name is Elise, I'm 21, and I just got sterilized. What I had done is called a bilateral salpinectomy, and what it does is it removes my fallopian tube so that I can never get pregnant.
As a mother myself, I champion these women. I think that this is an important conversation that needs to be had. I truly do not understand why the child-free community gets so much hate. If society tells a woman,
"Hey, you, if you have sex and get pregnant, you have no other option but to keep that baby and raise that baby."
And so women are now saying,
actually, I'm just going to have a permanent surgery to ensure that I never have a baby because I don't want to.
And now everybody's mad. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get the outrage. Probably because it's not about the babies. It's about having control over women's bodies. If it were truly about the babies, this country would offer way more support for women, mothers, and families. I used to work at the welfare food stamp office for over 6 years, and I'm telling you, women and children are not supported in this country like they should be. I've seen it firsthand. So kudos to these women for using the information that they have to make the best possible decision for themselves and their future. Chapter 4, the lack of support for mothers. Have you ever heard of the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child? Now that may be true, but the truth is, for a lot of us, there is no village. One of the biggest reasons why motherhood is so stressful is the lack of support. We're expected to do it all, be full-time caregivers, breadwinners, and perfect partners, often without affordable childcare, family leave, or any outside support. I'm gonna be frank here. The maternity leave policies in this country are a fucking joke. When I had my baby, my job gave me 6 weeks paid leave. 6. And if I wanted more time, I had to take it unpaid. So like me, many mothers are having to choose between working and paying their bills or bonding with their newborn baby, the babies that society cares so much about. Let's look at how that compares in other countries. The US is the only developed country in the world that does not mandate paid time off to women after they give birth. That is crazy. That statement alone it shows you what this country thinks of mothers. It's insane. According to this graph, Finland is at the top of the list. They offer 161 paid weeks to women. That is about 3 years paid leave. Finland got it right. We have Korea on the list. Korea offers 65 paid weeks. Japan offers 58 paid weeks. The UK offers 39, all the way at the bottom. Guess who last on the list? Look who all the way at the bottom of the list with a big fat 0, offering 0 paid weeks to women after they give birth. The same country, I know that ain't the same country that's forcing women to have kids, but offering 0 paid weeks after you had a baby? And don't let you need welfare. Ooh, baby, they gonna call you so many welfare queens and this, that, and the third, but they forcing you to keep. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move on. For us to be the most powerful country in the developed world, this shit is pretty sad. How unaffordable childcare leaves mothers trapped in a cycle of stress. Another major stressor for mothers is figuring out how to pay for childcare. Most of us don't have parents or family who are willing or even able to watch our kids while we go to work. So we have to turn to places like childcare centers for help. Childcare is expensive as fuck, and it should be. I use childcare centers with my kids because I didn't have much help, and if it wasn't for childcare centers, I would not have been able to work. By no means am I saying that they shouldn't be compensated. I'm saying that the costs parents have to pay for childcare should be subsidized by the government. Childcare providers have the task of caring for the most precious people in our society. They should be compensated properly for sure, but just like farmers and banks are compensated for their role that they play in our society, just like how they are bailed out when they are in debt, childcare providers should be as well. Some of this cost should definitely be subsidized by the government, in my opinion, especially in a society that forces you to have a baby even if you don't want to. That just makes sense to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Now, the stressors of motherhood are not strictly associated with single mothers. Even if you have a partner, raising a child is still hard, especially since mothers are the designated default parent. Many women report being what is called married single mothers, meaning they are married and their partner lives in the household with them, but they have the exact same tasks of someone who's a single mother because their partner doesn't help. Because again, women are the designated default parent.
Are you getting a lot of the married single mom divorce cases?
I think right now we're seeing a lot of the 30s and 40-year-old somethings who happen to be this married single mom, where if you don't know what that means, it's really where a mom is doing it all and their spouse isn't really participating. So you have mom who's waking the kids up, getting them ready for school, taking them to school, then going to her 9-to-5 job, and then coming home and doing dinner and extracurricular activities and doing homework and whatever it needs to be. And their husband is still just going to work, coming home, doing nothing, going to bed, and playing on their phone. And so these moms are getting resentful, and now they're standing up for themselves. The times have not caught up with the gender roles. And I think that's why women now in their 30s and 40s are really deciding that why? If I'm single at home with my spouse, why can't I just be single and be single? I don't need that extra dead weight. If I already am doing it all, I'll continue to do it all.
So even when you have the support of a husband or a partner, mothers still end up doing the majority of the heavy lifting when it comes to children and the household. Look, motherhood is a complicated journey. It's not always fun, and it's okay to admit that. What matters is we are having these conversations, breaking down unrealistic expectations, and creating a culture where mothers are supported and not judged. If you plan on being a mother, I suggest that you have a talk with mothers that you know about their real experience with motherhood. The good, the bad, and the ugly. To all the moms watching, you are doing God's work. This job is not easy. And if you're doing it, you have my respect. And to those who are child-free, I see you and I applaud your decision. Keep yourself informed and continue to make the best decision for your future self. Well, that's all I have. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this topic down below. Thank you for watching and bye y'all.
Being a mother is the most draining experience of your life. It changes every single person around you. Every single person around you, every single friend, every family member, the relationship with your husband, the relationship with yourself. I am so fat. I don't recognize myself at all. I was so much more fit before I had her. I was geared the fuck in. None of my clothes fit me. My husband works a lot more than he used to. So spending time with him, it's not like it used to be. We are in bed the latest at 9 o'clock every day. The world is the most terrifying place that it's ever been in for us as a country. And the thought that I can't do whatever I have to do to survive because I have her and I need to make sure that she survives, and I'm terrified of what her future is going to look like. I can't take a shit by myself. I can't eat when I want to. I can't go out and just get a Dunkin' whenever I want to. I can't film a video whenever I want to. I can't scream whenever I want to. I can't go to dinner whenever I want to. And let me explain this, because if someone were to tell me that with how bad I wanted children, I would have just said, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I love my future baby more than anything in the world. I want to make that sacrifice. You don't know what you don't know. You thinking that sacrifice, all of those things, isn't going to change you. And not just change you for good, like some of parts of me have changed for the worst, okay? I wish I got it earlier. Okay, I wish I just had the click earlier that this isn't a life path that I have to take as a woman. If you are child-free, sometimes all you have to know is that you would be a good mother. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself, if I had kids, I would be the best mom. And you would have confidence in that. And then choose to not have children. I am trying to save you. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. Do not try to make the family that you've always wanted. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Go travel, bitch. Go be hot. Go create your family with friends and experiences and yourself and your spirituality and nature. Because, hot take, it's not worth it. My child is the best thing in the world and I love her so much, but I hate how much I love her. I hate the things that I know that I'm capable of doing to protect her. And especially in the state of the world right now, bitch, don't do it. I am terrified for her future every day. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. Do not have children. Do not do it to yourself. There is no return receipt. There's no, she is almost 9 months old and I am still in the trenches. In the fucking mental trenches, okay? the rage I have inside of me, the depression and the wanting to I have inside of me, even with a supportive partner, even with a person that's your help, that's your village sometimes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It still fucking sucks because a baby for many, 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 many years, not just a newborn, for many years, bitch, they are a parasite. And that means that they will not only suck every fucking thing of your energy, but they will also suck every ounce of your soul from your body. And I would do it for her. But I'm not ever doing it again for a non-existent child. No. I know better now. I'm smart. I will never do it again. So, listen. There's other people that are going to detest me, I'm sure, in the comments. There'll be people that agree with me. I'm just saying, my viewpoint matters here. I'm a mom of a 9-month-old. I'm 30 years old. I waited. I did everything right. And it's still the hardest thing I've ever done. And it still fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Most of the time it sucks. I am angry and tired and annoyed and depressed and fat more times than I am happy. I'm happy when she's smiling, when she's laughing. I'm happy in those moments. And then every other moment I'm miserable. So, don't do it. Especially with the climate right now in the world. Do not do it.